to travel the whole length, and whether you start at the Liverpool or the Manchester end of the ship canal, you are undertaking a very unique journey. The ship canal is the longest man-made stretch of navigational river canal in Britain. We must not forget that it is also the River Irwell, with its millions of gallons of water pouring out from the city centre. Manchester having to be managed, cosseted, preserved, controlled all the way to Ellesmere Port. This is not a gentle, easy relationship. Some days the river is in full flow and getting the fresh, fast-flowing water gathered from the hills of Ronstall and around Bury down to the sea. It's an exciting and exhilarating job opening sluices and lock gates to be just in front of flood waters. Keeps men and the latest computer. The rivers seem to hold on to their precious supply of life-giving liquid. Lock gates are shut and channels are blocked to keep the precious water in the channel and keep the levels on the canal sections at a working height. There is not another canal in England where a river, which is the River Mersey, flows into it, and then later is allowed by weirs to flow out and back along its original course. You will travel today the superhighway constructed 100+ years ago. You will ride the marine motorway, that Victorian period. All around you today is history and marvellous engineering feats. Sometime in your journey, try closing your eyes and imagine what it was like for the directors of the ship canal who on December the 7th, 1893, made in the Wallasey Ferry Snowdrop the first journey from Liverpool to Manchester, the very same trip that you are making today, aboard a modern ferry. The pride in their hearts that the project was complete at last, after 7 years of struggle. If you wish to know facts and figures of the canal's construction, then we have 6,300 wagons were employed, 16,000 plus men and boys worked on the construction. 180 steam locomotives were involved. 5,000 wheelbarrows worked shifting earth. 230 miles of temporary track laid. 200 horses were kept and stable. 36 miles of elongated dock. And 320 portable lights. The plant included 4 floating dredgers, 7 land dredgers, 92 portable power engines, 212 steam pumps to deal with the water, 59 pile driving engines, a total value of £1,300,000. To keep the steam engines and drivers, etc. going, the canal construction needed 10,000 tons of coal per month. A brick farm was started at Thalwell and produced 70 million thousand bricks, used in the construction of the canal and bridges that spanned it. 220,000 cubic yards of stonework and masonry were used. 1,250,000 cubic yards of concrete were mixed and used. 10 miles of embankment keep the River Mersey back on the Runcorn Bend. 13,000 piles had to be driven into the river to hold the embankment in place. The construction of the ship canal was no easy task and was fraught with many problems. Opposing landowners still put obstructions in the canal's way. There were accidents with water flooding, intersections before they were ready, dams bursting between the River Mersey and the canal, and many railway accidents. But slowly and surely the sections came together. The Ellesmere Port section was the first flooded on the 19th of June 1891, and Eastern locks were flooded a month later. The first ship through them to berth at Ellesmere Port was on the 3rd July the 16th that year. By September 1891 the canal had reached the mouth of the River Weaver, and here a whole shanty town grew up. It became known as Saltport because of the salt that was transported down the Weaver from the salt mines in Nantwich. Nantwich and Middlewich, the town of which today there is little trace, was a busy place with a chapel, offices, bank, as well as sleeping quarters. The Manchester Ship Canal is sailing on it is a pleasure and a privilege that we take too easy for granted. What we must also keep in mind is that the upper reaches are the River Irwell, as well as the River Mersey. While the canal was being constructed, thousands of gallons of the river water had to be kept back, channeled away, and controlled. We are near to the end of our journey. The engineers, the deckhands, and all the Mersey Ferries family hope you have enjoyed your cruise.